we are very proud to welcome to Boston's historic Faneuil Hall, George Galloway, Member of Parliament.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Brothers and sisters, comrades, friends, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction and that wonderful welcome. And to my fellow speakers this evening, my congratulations on the contribution they have made to this splendid evening, the first meeting on a tour which will take me up the east coast of the United States, into Canada, into the Midwest, and then down the west coast, and culminating in the great demonstration for peace in Washington, D.C. on the 24th of September. I was very proud that the first of these meetings should be in Boston, and especially in this historic hall, in this place which has been graced by some of the finest revolutionaries that the world has ever seen, the freedom fighters who fought to free this country from colonial rule. And my favourite parliamentarian in Britain is a man whose statue is the very first statue that the visitor to the British Parliament comes upon, a man called Charles James Fox, who was expelled twice from the British Parliament. The first time, he was expelled for supporting the American Revolution, and the second time for supporting French Revolution. On that occasion, he tabled a resolution in the House, which was admittedly a little provocative, in which he congratulated the people of France on the execution of their king and queen, and looked forward to the day when the same fate would befall all the crowned heads of Europe. But every time he was expelled, he was returned to Parliament by the people who supported these great causes. Now, of course, if poor Mr. Fox is able to see the political class in the United States today, if he's able to see George W. Bush, he may wonder at the use to which the people of the United States of America have put their freedom. But I believe that Fox would conclude that the fate and destiny of the United States of America is for the American people alone, and that the support for freedom, the support for revolution, the support for the right of an occupied people to be free must be unconditional. Must be unconditional. You see, this is a subject to which we shall have to return, and I shall, I'm sure, be dealing with it in detail tomorrow night in New York when I debate the apostate Christopher Hitchens. I mention this for two reasons. One, being of Irish background myself, and two, because I'm here in Boston where so many Irish people came. When the Irish masses rose up against the British Empire in O'Connell Street in Dublin and seized the General Post Office and proclaimed the Irish Republic, there was much chatter amongst the liberal progressive classes in Bloomsbury, in London, that these Irish revolutionaries were priest-ridden, bog-trotting, Celtic, Gaelic obscurantists to whom they refused to give a certificate of good character. But the point, ladies and gentlemen, is not what the chattering classes of Bloomsbury thought of the Irish revolutionaries, but what the Irish people thought of the Irish revolutionaries. That is the point. You see, in such circumstances, we in the occupying countries have only one choice to make: whether we are with the occupier or whether we are with the rights of the occupied to struggle to be free of that occupation. That's the only question that should concern us. Now, this is a subject to which I shall return when I talk about the struggle of the Iraqi people to free themselves from the foreign occupation which has been illegally and violently imposed upon them. But first I want to, at this time of the year, so close to the anniversary of the great crime that was committed in the United States on 9/11, 2001, I want to deal with this broader question. You see, these aeroplanes on 9/11 may have appeared to come out of a clear blue sky. But in fact, these monstrous mosquitoes flew out of a swamp of bitterness and hatred and enmity which exists against us throughout the world, but most markedly in the Muslim world. It is a swamp which we have flooded with new grievances on a regular basis, and in that swamp mutates the kind of monsters who can believe that killing thousands of innocent people in the United States of America or killing innocent people on buses and underground trains in London is the way to punish the guilty people in America and in England. This mutation is a powerful mutation. It is pregnant with dangers, not only for us, but with real dangers for the people of the Muslim world themselves. But as the professor just said to you, the main recruiter of support for this mutation is not bin Laden. It's not any of the Islamist obscurantists who wish to feed upon it. The greatest recruiter, the greatest creator of this hatred and enmity and bitterness are the leaders of Great Britain and the United States themselves.